Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be scrapbooking some of our airplane photos from the Castle Air Museum. So I just took a minute and sorted out what I still had to do and what photos were really duplicates or really close photos that I didn't really necessarily feel the need to scrapbook them. So I've got them in piles now. Let's see what I can do.
Alright guys, I'm just going to give you the heads up now. This is not my usual style, and it's not even my usual style of pocket page. So if you're not a fan of pocket pages and you're not a fan of pretty plain pocket pages, now would be the time to exit out of this video because you're not going to want to watch it. I do have an album share that should be going up in a little while, so there is something there. But really, I struggled with this layout, and that is weird for me. Because I love scrapbooking airplanes. I love scrapbooking those kind of things. And for some reason, I just wasn't like feeling it. I don't know what it was. I just really don't know. I guess I felt like I just wanted these photos to be here. I have two albums for this trip, and these are kind of just extra little bits of photos, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So I pulled this this cut apart sheet. It's from Cartabella. I'm not sure which collection it's from, but I really liked that that cut apart right there. But then I realized it says something about the jet age, and none of these airplanes are jets. They're just not. So that didn't work. So I was already feeling, the first thing I loved to put on my layout, I have to take it off. And I think from that moment on, it was just a, what the heck am I doing type of moment. And, sometimes we have those, and I could have done a couple things here. I could have been like, you know what, you're not really able to use the product that really sparked it off for you. Set it aside and work on something else, which I rarely ever do. Rarely ever do I set aside. And I could have been like, okay, you know what? Who cares that this says welcome to the jet age and none of these airplanes are jets? I care. So I didn't want to put that down. And then, or you could just do it anyway. And that's what I did. I just did it anyway. I just really, for some reason, I don't know why, I just couldn't figure out what to do. I really didn't have a lot to say about these airplanes, I guess is my problem. My other airplane layouts from this trip to the Air Museum, I had stuff to say about them. And like I said, these are duplicates or just photos of some of the random planes that were there, and I didn't really have a lot to say. I still wanted to include them in my album because I wanted those planes to be there too. I wanted to be able to look back on that moment. But I think that is probably the reason why. I mean, I have a layout in these albums called the plane with the pink stripe because I had no idea what the airplane was. Just looking at it, I mean, I should probably be ashamed of myself because airplanes are a huge part of this family's life, especially with my husband's job. And now my youngest daughter is in pilot school. So I should probably be able to look at some of these airplanes a little bit better and say what they are. But that airplane was just a plane with a pink stripe. And I was like, that airplane has a pink stripe on it. I'm like, a pink stripe on an airplane, and for some reason that tickled me. So I had that, that thought in my head from the trip, and I scrapbooked a layout about that airplane just because it had a pink stripe. No idea what it was, but it had a pink stripe. And then there was the huge airplane that thrust it from the back, where the propellers were on the back of the wings instead of the front. And there were just lots of airplanes that some, I don't want to say resonated with me, but there was something about each airplane that made me want to do a single page layout about it, or like feature that in some way. And these airplanes, not so much. And even this one that I'm working on right now, the Madam Queen, and the one above it, which is called Virgin's Delight, I've already scrapbooked the art of the airplanes. I think I've done it a couple times. So I really didn't want to do another page just about the art of the airplane. And maybe because I was a little overdoing the art of the airplane already, like I was finished with it. So I just wanted to have this one pocket page of a bunch of different things. And like I said, I'm happy with it. It's definitely a very flat pocket page. I didn't bring in any kind of enamel dot or anything like that. Everything is flat stickers or die cuts. And, I think that that's okay. And the reason why I think that is okay is because I don't want to put myself into a this is how Sandy scrapbooks bucket. Now, you might think this is how Sandy scrapbooks and have me in a bucket. And that's fine if you do. I don't think of myself in that way because I feel like I might be a little all over the place with my scrapbooking. And that's like my opinion of myself. You guys might be like, nope, I know exactly what you're doing with that. I know your exact style. I know your exact thought process by now. And that could be really true, especially since I have been posting a layout a day since February 1st. You guys might be more in tuned to my style than I am. And now I've completely forgotten where I was going with that because that is the kind of morning I am having. Okay, we're just going to move on. I'm figuring out the back side of this layout as well. I really, really wanted to use this, and this is a beautiful piece that my friend MK made me, and I was thinking about cutting off the arrow a little bit so that it fit, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll cut off a little bit of the globe, and I was like, no. And then I realized, I could probably put this on a separate layout with a single photo and it would be awesome. So I decided to do that and not really worry about, it on this layout. Now, I think also part of my problem was this. So I figured since I was doing a pocket page, I was just going to use this little plastic bin of kind of like travel-y stuff that I just keep around because I don't want to have to search through a ton of stuff to get to my airplane stuff. I mean, frankly, I just don't want to do that. And I think I was thinking, I can just work out of this because it's just a pocket page and I'll just be able to like embellish all the things and make all the things beautiful. And I probably should have not limited myself so much because, I really felt limited. And I normally don't feel that way because I usually consider my entire room a kit. And I know that some people really like working from a kit. And I do love working from my homemade kits and my Kill-A-Kit. But I always have that option of pulling something else in. Plus, I don't just scrapbook with that. If I don't feel like scrapbooking with that kit, I just create something else. And I just felt really limited with this. And that's my own fault. Like, I surely could have pulled other things in. But I didn't. I think it was almost like a self-punishment where you didn't use the thing that you loved at the beginning, so now you're just going to have to make do. And that's probably not the healthiest thinking, but there it is, and that's how I was feeling throughout the process. I couldn't even come up with a 4x6 card on the back of here, so I added a photo that I really wasn't going to include because it was probably a triplicate of another photo that has been scrapbooked before. I even changed that first sticker out that was a hexagon. And I was going to use the hexagon because it is hexagon month and rediscover your stash. And I wanted to be like, yeah, like at least I accomplished that. But no, I wasn't feeling it. The red was too red, and I liked the orange better. I felt like I had more orange going throughout this than I had anything else. So I do this little fancy kind of label sticker, and then I find a simple stories word phrase that will fit in there. See, you know what? I did pull into my stash. So why did I feel like I couldn't go any farther digging into my stash besides a couple little stickers? Why? Why did I feel that way? Shameful. Sometimes I regress. Like, I really think I'm like this enlightened scrapbooker, and I try to encourage you guys to do what you want and don't feel confined, and if you want to do something a certain way, you do it. And then here I am, like, boxing myself in. See, like, you can't be enlightened all the time. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Like I said, here it is, super plain. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.